my channel Courtroom Battles. Dear friends, my name is Dr. Tushar Mandlikar and I am a practicing lawyer in Bombay High Court. I have created this channel for the benefit of young and upcoming lawyers who will enjoy the journey of evolution of law with me in this channel. If you have an interest in law or if you are an upcoming young student of the law, please join my channel Courtroom Battles. Dear friends, we have started a civil procedure code series by which certain topics are taken into account for discussion. Today, we are going to discuss types of several civil suits. Dear friends, when you are a young lawyer and a client comes to you, after hearing his problem, you should be able to go to the court and file a civil suit for him. Now, what type of civil suits can be filed? Where it should be filed? And what are the subject matters of the civil suits? So let us discuss the types of civil suits in today's video. Dear friends, civil suits are related to following 5 types broadly. 1. Contract disputes. The contract debate or dispute includes one individual or many who have signed some contract or who have agreed upon certain terms. If one of the parties to the contract do not fulfill its obligation or the terms of the contract, then the other party has a right to go to the civil court and file a civil suit. Most of the time it is called as a suit for specific performance also. Now, what are the disputes between the contractual parties? Dear friends, if we consider certain examples like controversies between the landlord and the tenant, although there is a special court for that in Maharashtra, there is a small cause court which will look into the tenant and landlord disputes. The contract signed by these parties is the subject matter of the dispute. Then disputes about remodeling between the homeowner and the design contractor. If at all it is found and observed that the contract which is signed by the homeowner or the owner of the property between the architect, builder, developer or a contractor, and if such a contract is not fulfilled, then the dispute can be taken to the civil court. Then the disputes over the sales of the material or business transactions. Dear friends, we all know that during the business transactions, there are several contracts which are required to be signed. National and international contracts are always there. So those disputes can also be taken into account for filing the civil suit. In defective product for the sale, if at all there is a deficiency between the product or the sale, then such a deficiency can also be pointed out to the civil court. If we consider the consumer disputes in this country, although there is a Consumer Protection Act specifically governing the disputes between the service providers and the consumer, there has to be a contract, and there is a contract. We have seen that agreement of sale usually is done by the contractor or the builder between the home buyer, and that agreement to sale becomes the center point of the dispute. So disputes related to the consumers can go to the consumer court, but the civil jurisdiction is not barred. Dear friends, there could be an infringement of the business contract. There could be an infringement between the CNF agents, contractors, suppliers, manufacturers, dealers, or whatever. So the entire business chain which is into the sale of a product can suffer such infringement, and the civil suit can be filed by any one of them. Dear friends, second important subject matter would be tort. With torts, one individual affirms that another individual caused enthusiastic or physical hurt. There are really a few distinctive shapes of torts. For illustration, a tort can relate to the security of the person's property, a person's physical security, and indeed monetary security. When related to harm or mischance, common torts ordinarily include cases of attack and battery. For caregiver failure to perform his or her sketch out obligation, a tort claims could be recorded against commerce or a person and include allegations of charge carelessness. Dear friends, there are three categories of tort claims. 1. Negligence, which is inadvertent harm or damage. 2. Intentional, a thought of wrongdoing. 3. Strict risk, based on a strict obligation to guarantee something is secure. It does not require carelessness or expectation. Dear friends, examples of tort claims would be assault and battery, false imprisonment, fraud, emotional distress, evasion of privacy, car or bicycle accidents, medical malpractices, slip and fall, defective products, causes injury, animal attacks, etc. Dear friends, we have seen insurance claims which are being brought into the civil suit ambit. It is in fact liability of the insurance company to give you the claim in the event of an accident taking place. Although we have special courts which are governing for the insurance claims under Motor Vehicle Act, but these are also said to be disputes of civil nature. Number 3, class action suit. Dear friends, a class action suit is a very popular suit which can be taken up by one or more persons having the same grievance against the same party. Class activity suits are comparative to tort cases, but the plaintiff is really a bunch or many individuals. The defendant is usually a single entity. For example, if a class action suit is filed by many home buyers against the same builder for having some deficiency in service or unfair trade practice related to the property, then that suit can be initiated by one or more persons under Order 1, Rule 8. So class action suit in fact saves time, energy and money and multiplicity of various litigations regarding of same relief filed by aggrieved persons. A business which exposes individuals to dangerous substances, defective goods that have caused multiple injuries or diseases or death, defective parts of the vehicle that have contributed to the accidents, a corporation or organization that has deliberately caused damage to a group of people, a person or business that has set out to defraud a group of people. So dear friends, one or many people can file class action suit to get the similar relief. Number 4, complaints against the government. Dear friends, suit can be also instituted against the governance or the government by which an individual citizen can seek justice. If at all, the government is not acting upon on its fundamental duties of the governance and the citizens are being harassed, then the suit can also be instituted against the government. Number 5, property debate or property dispute. Dear friends, as we have seen in the old sayings with our grandfathers or forefathers used to say, झगड़ा किसमें होता है? ज्यादातर झगड़ा जल, जोरू और जमीन के लिए होता है. So it is found and observed most of the time that the litigation is for the immovable property from ancient times. There is a litigation between the family members for the same immovable property or the family property. We all know that there are property disputes which are going on everywhere in the society. There could be a dispute between the neighbors. There could be a dispute for the title between the family members. there could be a dispute between owners or buyers of the property, and so on and so forth. So the dispute related to the property can always be taken to the civil suit. The property debate includes neighbors who both feel that they are legitimate proprietors or arriving to legitimate ownership of one particular property, or encroachment by someone on someone else's land. So suit for the title can be always filed. Similarly, suit for eviction can also be filed. Similarly, suits between the landlord and the tenant are always there. Dear friends, many times the sale between the property does not materialize. So the suit is filed by the prospective buyer against the seller, either for the recovery of the money or for getting the sale deed in his favor. So property disputes are innumerable in nature, but suits related to property disputes are very common in civil courts. Before we proceed further, let me tell you one more thing, that there is a regular civil suit and a special civil suit. Now, what is the difference between the regular civil suit and a special civil suit? The regular civil suit is tried with the junior judge, that is judicial magistrate, and the special civil suit is tried by the senior division or a senior judge. Similarly, suit below 5 lakhs would be a regular civil suit to be tried by a junior judge, and suit above 5 lakhs is tried by the senior division judge. Dear friends, Section 16 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908 particularly states that suits can be instituted where subject matter of the suit is situated within the territory A. For the recovery of the immovable property with or without rent or profit. B. For the partition of the immovable property. C. For the foreclosure, sale or redemption in the case of mortgage of or charge upon immovable property. D. For the determination of any other right to or interest in immovable property. E. For compensation for wrong to immovable property. F. For the recovery of the immovable property actually under distraint or attachment. So dear friends, such suits can be filed before the civil court, but the territorial jurisdiction has to be there. The suit can be filed within the jurisdiction of the civil judge where the property actually is situated. There are two broad jurisdictions of the civil courts. One is a pecuniary jurisdiction and another is a territorial jurisdiction. Dear friends, usually a suit is filed where the defendant resides for the recovery of the money or compensation. But for the property suit, the property has to be within the territorial jurisdiction of the court. Dear friends, similarly, if the suit is for a property located in different locations, like for the suit of partition, and the property are one or more and are situated within one or more states, then where should you file a suit? Obviously, where the portion of the property is within the local jurisdiction of the civil court, the suit can always be filed before that civil court. So always remember that there has to be a portion of a property which is in dispute within the territorial jurisdiction of the civil court. If the suit is filed for the compensation or recovery of the money, then the suit necessarily needs to be filed before the civil court where the defendant resides. Dear friends, important things related to the filing of the civil suits can be summarized as under: 1. Regarding suits relating to immovable property, place of cause of action is immaterial. Place of residence of defendants and plaintiff is immaterial. Where the property is situated, there the suit can be filed. This is the most fundamental principle. The property needs to be situated within the territorial jurisdiction of the civil court. Number 2, where the immovable property is situated at different places and within the territorial jurisdiction of the different courts, then there also the cause of action is immaterial. Suit can be filed where any portion of the immovable property is situated within the territorial jurisdiction of the civil court. Number 3. As far as suits regarding compensation for wrong to immovable property held by the defendant, the place of the residence of the plaintiff is immaterial. Suits can be filed where the defendant resides or wrong was done in relation to the immovable property. 4. In case of suits involving tortious liability claiming compensation for wrongs to persons or movables, the place of residence of plaintiff is immaterial, but the suit can be filed where the defendant resides or where the wrong has been done. Number 5. Regarding other suits, the place of residence of the plaintiff is immaterial. Suits can be filed where the defendant resides or cause of action arose wholly or in part, where there are more than one defendant and are residing at different places. Different suits have to be filed at different places where defendant resides. As it is very costly and not convenient, thus suit can be filed where any one of the defendant resides within the territorial jurisdiction of the civil court with the leave of the court, and other defendants should not object to that. Dear friends, as I have discussed all such kind of suits, there is an important thing which is required to be considered, that the pecuniary jurisdiction of the particular civil court. All these suits can be filed before a particular civil court subject to a pecuniary jurisdiction which is available to that particular court. A civil judge junior division can hear the suit up to rupees 5 lakhs. A civil judge senior division can hear the suits above 5 lakhs. But the pecuniary jurisdiction in Maharashtra is also available to the High Court, having the original jurisdiction to try the suits. Dear friends, if we consider the title suit, usually a plaintiff claims a title of this particular suit. The suit for declaration for getting a title is filed. The plaintiff either may have title from his ancestral property and may be claiming, or a plaintiff may be a buyer of the suit property and he is claiming a title. Dear friends, essentially the disputes between the parties needs to be proved in civil suits. Another part would be money suit or recovery of compensation or any sort of recovery of money. Such money suit can be filed for recovery of the amount. In the event if certain recovery is required to be done, then the civil suit for recovery of the sum can be filed. Mortgage suit. The property is mortgaged to the financier. The dispute related to the mortgage can be filed in a mortgage suit. Landlord-tenant suit. Dear friends, a small cause court will hear the dispute between the landlord and the tenant. The tenant can file a suit against the landlord, or a landlord can file a suit against the tenant if the landlord wants to recover the amount of tenancy or the rent. The landlord can also file a suit for seeking possession for the bona fide reasons. In Maharashtra, there is a specific court called a small cause court dedicated to this particular type of suits. Then matrimonial suits. Dear friends, disputes between the matrimonial relationship or a marriage relationship will naturally go to the family courts. There are different parts of disputes between the husband and the wife. If divorce is required to be done, then a specific petition for the divorce will have to be filed. Accordingly, there are many types of civil suits. As a young and smart lawyer, you will have to analyze the problem of the client and file a precise civil suit for a specific prayer before a particular civil court. Civil Procedure Code 1908 is not the easy code. but it takes lot of time and years to practice the Civil Procedure Code. Dear friends, I hope you have liked this video. If you have liked it, please like it and share it. Please subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to place your comment. I would be happy to come back to you and reply to your comment. Please also suggest any topics for the videos. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.